So you're a game master, right? And with the release of Daggerheart, Cosmere RPG, and hundreds of new amazing tabletop RPGs, trying to get your gaming group interested may be scary for those who don't like change. Fear not, for I'm here to give you the help action, to help you and your merry band of introverts get immersed in these new worlds with 3 simple tips. Hi, I'm Craigums. I love games, and I'm here to help you make yours even better. So you want to create a world in which your players will return to on a weekly basis. A place where they deliberately take out time in their busy schedules to turn on their Discord, keep their character sheet up to date, and spend their very important thinking time in the shower wondering how they're going to romance that NPC that you created. Don't read too much into that last part. The point is, you want to figure out how to keep your players immersed. Well, GMs, I'm here to assist you in making that dream come true. Us tabletop RPG enjoyers have a lot to commit to when we decide to join any campaign. Whether you're the enjoyer of D&D, Forged in the Dark, Vampire the Masquerade, Monster of the Week, the list goes on and on. Apologies if I didn't say your favorite, seriously, the list goes on and on. As the DM, GM, storyteller, etc., it is your job to make sure your players are immersed in the worlds that you make, so they can make it their mission to clear their schedules for when you all meet up and play make-believe math together. You are their dealer. You must come correct with the right stuff that'll keep them hooked and coming back more and more because it's fun for the whole family. That was an analogy I chose. You're probably wondering why this particular guy on the internet, compared to all the thousands, at this point millions of people on the internet, is qualified to give you this information. Well, I've been playing tabletop RPGs now for about 9 years. Some of those games have actually been here on this here internet, and I haven't had many complaints, and would just like to share some of the wisdom in gaming that I've learned from those around me, as well as just the table environment in general. I mean, you clicked on this video, so I feel like it's more of a self-reflection than anything, if you ask me. And I'm just reading the room. But I digress. I will be, as the kids say, using a number system to help go through all 3 tips and making sure that you keep your players immersed in the stories that you're going to create together. So let's get started. Now, time is precious. It's one of the most important things to me. So if you can't stay for the whole video, here are the 3 tips. What? Yeah, straight up. You can just skip to this point right here and I'll give you the 3 tips. Tip number 1. Continuous communication. Tip number 2, steal from your favorite sources of media. And tip number 3, make solid hooks and cliffhangers. Now, if you want to hear me go more in depth into the conversation of those 3 tips, keep listening to it or watching or, hanging out in the video. If you've made this far into the video, a like, comment, or subscribe would really help me know what my audience finds the most appealing when it comes to my YouTube channel. All of it helps, and it's hella free. Either way, thank you so much for your time. That's it. You have the 3 tips I was going to give you in this 10-minute video. You can go and fill the world with your awesome stories. But if you've got some time, I will be explaining more in detail why I love these 3 tips so much and give some examples of them in detail if you want to keep hanging out. So I'm going to start off with the one that I take the most seriously and I believe is the most important, which is continuous communication. There's only one rule for being a good talker. Learn to listen. Christopher Morley. If you want any Uncle Iroh levels of wisdom from today, it's this. Every good relationship requires constant and continuous healthy communication. Whether that be with friends, a coworker, a family member, or a partner, hell, even customers and acquaintances. That being said, I'm assuming the people you'll be running this game for will be in at least one of those categories named above, meaning communication is key. You need to be constantly keeping up with your PCs throughout the game. Yes, Craig, I do my session 0. More. I check in with my players and I do my lines and veils. More. We do all of our stars and wishes after the game. More. If I think of being a character from their backstories, I ask more. more. You have to do more. You have to keep talking to them. You need to be hitting them with surveys. What do they enjoy about just gaming in general? What are they reading right now? What are they looking for in campaigns? What's their favorite color? What's their favorite animal? I just realized I had my headphones on and I do not know why. I think it's just I'm comfortable with them. I feel comfortable when I have my headphones on because I game so much. Each piece of information that you gather from your players is another piece of experience you gain in leveling up your game mastering ability, especially since you're running the game for the whole squad. Imagine I tell you I'm taking you to dinner. That's right, get ready to get wined and dined. We show up at the restaurant. They're playing your favorite music. The lights, they're in your favorite color of lighting. The entire room looks fantastic. I push in your chair. You sit down, your favorite meal is in front of you. Mind you, we also have dessert later on, and you know it's going to be your favorite type of insert favorite dessert here. Or if you don't like dessert, a massive, amazing, gorgeous steak. That's for me. Needless to say, you're probably going to have a good time. Why? Because I made sure that the night was catered to what you enjoy. And that's what you need to make sure you do as a GM in listening to your players and making sure that you have what they enjoy when it comes to gaming. Got it? Backstories are important. Absolutely. They put hard work and dedication into that, and that's obviously something that they want in the story. Very important. But if I know you're not very fond of puzzles and you want romance in your game, I can't be mad if I don't give you any romantic options in the game and half the encounters are escape rooms. You're going to be pissed. Make sure you check in with your players constantly. People's tastes change and their ideas for their characters are going to change throughout the story. Make sure that you're giving your players what they want. But Craig, what about what I want? That's completely fair. Your fun also matters, and communication is a two-way street. Making sure you're explaining the directions you want the story to take matches the energy in the room as well. That way, there are no hiccups in the journey of creating a wonderful cooperative storytelling game for all those attending. As the game master, you'll be yapping the most out of everyone, but let's make sure those ears stay open as well, so that everyone at the table gets the respect and love for their moments in storytelling that they deserve. Rule number 2. Steal. That's the second tip. Steal. You have a favorite comic? Why? Steal from them. You have a favorite moment in a rom-com you've been watching since you were 15? Take it. Put it in your game. You have a villain that you wish your players could have had a chance to deal with. Yoink that fool from your favorite movie and throw them down in the next arc of your campaign. I have some rough news for you. It's been done. That cool plot twist, it's been done. That villain that's different and just misunderstood, yeah, it's been done. That magic system that you've built from the ground up, super cool, but yes, it's been seen before. And you know what? That's okay. Because it hasn't been done by you. Yes, that's right. It's still going to be cool to your players because you're the one setting the stage for it. You get to tweak it to the best of your ability, and you have already been communicating with your group, meaning you're going to do it even better for that group. So if you have any idea that is similar to Lord of the Rings, that's okay. So do many other fantasy-like games, stories, you name it. There's a reason why tropes are what they are, because they work. Why are we sometimes so focused on recreating the wheel or breaking the wheel? It's a wheel. That shit's dope. They're all over the place. People love wheels. Just throw some 38s on there and make them clean. For those who don't understand, 38s are a type of rim that you put on your tire, and they're usually very clean and shiny. And by clean, I mean they're gonna look. Never mind. My point is, if you see a scene in a show that you love and you believe your players would love, throw it in there. For 2 reasons. You know your players best. And I don't think, and maybe you don't think, your players will go about that scene the same way that they saw it in the movie or you saw it in the movie. It'll be a new experience either way. Look at Baldur's Gate 3. How many times have you seen an encounter in that game by one person done completely different by another? That's it. It gives your players a chance to live out that scenario on their own terms and gives you a chance to tell a story that's been told before, but your way. Talk about grabbing your players by their immersion and never letting go. Respectfully, of course. And then what happens next? I was a PBS kid growing up. Your boy didn't have cable, and there used to be this show called Between the Lions. And I had this little mini show within the show called Cliffhanger. And he was always hanging off a cliff, and there's a bit that he always, never stopped hanging off the cliff. That was the bit, because he was the cliffhanger. So he was always on the core memory aside. That's what you need to do with your games. We want hooks and cliffs, and we want them all the damn time. A lot of my inspiration comes from video games because I'm a gamer. But truly, hooking your players into your game is always going to be something epic or dynamic happening that makes your party just want to just go in the direction that involves the story. Example time. We're going back to Baldur's Gate 3. You're on an alien spaceship. You're also in hell. There's dragons flying around shooting at you. There's also a parasite in your brain hitting the soldier boy, and you need to get home like right now. That's a hook. And sometimes you can be just a tad more subtle. For example, Expedition 33. You watch as this big lady starts writing a number on the stone, and then everyone that you know that is about that amount of years old gets Thanos snapped in front of your eyes. Questions need to be answered. Who's the big lady? Am I next? How many times can she snap her fingers? Is somebody going to stop her? That's a hook. Attack on Titan. Giant people eating little people, and they're outside my house. That's a hook. Needless to say that starting off with a strong hook will definitely keep your party members excited after the first start of the race. Cliffhangers are there to keep them running past the first checkpoint. You gotta keep them coming back for more. When it comes to tabletop RPG modules, I believe Descent into Avernus is always my go-to example, because what do you mean the entire city of Elturel is gone? And Wizards of the Coast, what were they thinking in not having the players actually experience the moment of that city disappearing? Because you have an epic moment in the lore of your game happening in present time of the players, and you don't believe it's a good idea to have the PCs experience that moment live in first person? Seeing what is known as picture you seeing the most holy realm in the entirety of Faerun be blimped out of the material plane, and according to the campaign book, you just hear about it in a tavern when you're in Baldur's Gate. No! You need to place your gamers at ground zero. Let them experience that craziness, and I guarantee you, they will at least be interested in asking the question, well, what do we do now? Okay, so you've got your players in with the gateway drug known as a hook. But now, Craig, what do I do when they're playing in the adventure, but I don't know where to place the stopping point on our session? It's all good. We're professionals here. We got this. Now, there's a simple question you ask yourself when you think you're coming to a good stopping point of the session. Is this a spot where they need to know what happens next? Your rogue is about to roll for a trap that could possibly kill half the party. Stop it right there. Your rogue opens the door to a room that the players didn't know a dragon was living behind. Stop it right there. Your rogue fails their stealth check against the... Okay, if you have a rogue, this is pretty easy. If any of your characters get to a point that has a lot of drama or pulls gasps from your party, stop short right there. And before they get to answer the question, save it. Because then, in order for them to get those questions answered, you need to come back and play again. This is also a perfect place to put back story stuff into the game, and then save explanations for next time. That way, everyone at the table is sweating. But one person in particular is sweating a little bit more because the story's probably, snatched from their backstory. And they're in the hot seat right now. That's right, Mark. Fuck you in particular. But yeah, those are the 3 tips in making a game more immersive for your players. I hope that was helpful, and feel free to tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Whether you liked them, hated them, or you want to tell me how goofy I am for thinking that you needed my help in the first place in telling stories. I mean, you're a freaking professional. Either way, I appreciate it. And if you would like more videos like this one from yours truly, a like and a subscribe would be really helpful, along with probably saying it in the comments. And I'd be happy to hear any types of suggestions for the next one. So yeah, have a wonderful day. Get out there or in there. You're playing a tabletop RPG, so you're probably not going to be outside, but go make those stories even more awesome with your homies. And make sure that they'll be coming back wanting more. And don't forget to stay weird.